there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the National Racing Network live coverage, where we are now live from the Valley of the Sun and Phoenix Raceway for round number 1 of the TNT PM-18 All-Oval Series presented by Carolina SimWorks. My name's Chris Graham with the National Racing Network. It is a pleasure to have you joining us this evening. Practice just finishing up. We're going to get ready to head to qualifications here. Let's tell you a little bit about the cars and the series here that we'll have coming up for you over the next several weeks. Phoenix Raceway is the site for tonight's race, located in Avondale, Arizona, just outside the Phoenix downtown area. Length of 1 mile. Banking is variable. Turns 1 and 2 with a little bit more banking than turns 3 and 4, which are relatively flat. Also, the big dog leg on the back straightaway. However, you'll see that these drivers will not be using that all that much this evening. Tell you a little bit about the race cars here. Built by Tatus. These are a Mazda-developed 2-liter, 275 Korean horsepower under the hood. Japanese horsepower? I think Japanese horsepower. Anyway, 275 ponies under the hood. Twin wishbone suspension electronics provided by Cosworth. 2,750 millimeters, 500 kilograms is the weight for all of you friends on the metric system. For those of you using Freedom units, good luck. You're on your own for the conversion. This is round number 1 for this series. 50 minutes is the distance on this one. Caution laps do count, obviously. Lapped cars will head to the back. Qualifying is a best of 2 laps format. With the race being 50 minutes in length, looks like it's going to be about a 2-stop race unless we have a significant number of caution flags. The fuel window is what's going to determine that. 45 to 52 laps is what we're anticipating to see tonight. The tire window, we're calling it 60 laps. The reality is the tire window is significantly greater than that. No backup cars. That's a big key tonight. You have to keep things clean. You are going to lose at least 1 lap if you have to pit under green flag conditions. One of the neat things we have for you here with the fine folks from the PM-18 series is we do have some in-car cameras available. We'll get this one out of the way first. He's the guy putting on the series. And it looks like he may have already... here we go. He's on the racetrack right now. This is Jason Owens. Jason's video feed looking upside down to us here in the broadcast booth. So we'll see what we're able to see out of Jason this evening. He gets another lap in the books. And he moves to the top of the speed charts. Quick time, Jason Owens. 25.383 seconds. Not for long, though. The 16 of West Shire jumps to the top of the board. 25.371 seconds. 25.371 for West Shire. He's going to be your quick timer so far, and looks like just about everybody has taken time here. We're going to try to get some video feeds brought up here from our competitors this evening. At least we should be able to. So as we wait for the final qualification results to pop up on the screen here, one car did not get a lap in, turned 2 laps, but did not complete one. And with the iRacing rules regarding contact, off tracks, all those kind of things, Amjad Mazurik does not complete a lap time, so he will start shotgun on the field this evening. Let's get your results from qualifications. West Shire is your pole sitter, 25.371 seconds. Jason Owens, second quick, 12/1000ths of a second back in position number 2. Kevin Smalley, Chad Irvine, and Jimmy Ojanen. Your top 5, Gary DeMoss, Simon Fell, Patrick Byrne, James Curtis, and Mike Gosler, the top 10. Let's get your starting lineup here as the field starts to grid up behind the iRacing safety car. As we mentioned, West Shire going to be your pole sitter over Jason Owens. These guys put on an absolutely epic duel a week, 2 weeks ago in the officials here. I can't wait to see what these guys do at the front of this one. Kevin Smalley and Chad Irvine in row number 2. Jimmy Ojanen and Gary DeMoss in row 3. Row 4 will have Simon Fell and Patrick Byrne. James Curtis, Mike Gosler in row number 5. Row 6, Jake Querreri and Colin Johnston. Row number 7, Mike McCullen and Zach Evans. Corey Cleary and James Watson will make up row number 8. Row 9 will have Mackenzie Glida and Timothy Watson. Daniel Smith, Rick Cleary in row number 10, Mike Barry and Robert Gamble in row 11. Row 12, J. William Walker and Amjad Mazurik. 24 cars, 50 minutes, the distance on this one here tonight. We cannot wait to go green flag racing here for the TNT PM-18 All-Oval Series presented by Carolina Simworks. Lights are out on the iRacing safety car. Jason Owens, West Shire, going to lead the field down to the green flag. Off at turn number 4. Great flags in the air. We're underway here at Phoenix. What a jump for Wes Shire. He's going to be the early race leader. You'll see them. They're all the way down against the bottom of the dog leg. They've got to swing back up onto the racetrack and really pick this up in a very big way. That is not the easiest transition to make, going from the flat part of the apron, having to swing back up and then arc the car down into turn number 1. Shire, the early race leader, over Kevin Smalley, Jason Owens, Jimmy Ogen, and Simon Fell, your top 5. We'll look back in the pack just a little bit. First side-by-side battle starting to develop. That's going to be James Curtis in the 88. Gary DeMoss in the 34, just back behind him. DeMoss, one of the Team Watson racing entries. You'll notice those cars by the neon greens, yellows, and pinks on those cars. They also sport pretty wildly colored rims. One car way up against the outside wall. That may have been Chad Irvine in the 11. Yes, it was. Irvine able to get the car back under control. I think that's an NRN logo on the front of that one. Chad known for absolutely atrocious paint schemes. Let's get a look at this thing as we head into turn number 1. So bright we can't see what it is. Not going to miss the car, that's for sure, though. Wes Shire going quick lap of the race, 25.48 seconds. That last time by. Kevin Smalley only about 5/100ths back. We didn't even get to do this. I want to remind everybody, if you're watching on Facebook, you can comment with stars, show your support of our hard work. We'll post your comment on screen, give you a shout out as well. You can also head to patron.nationalracingnetwork.com. 2 minutes in. New quick lap for the race belongs to Jason Owens, running in the 3rd position. Everybody has singled out just about all the way through the field here. First tight battle we're going to have on the racetrack will be back in the pack. This is Zach Evans in the number 6. He was running about 2/10 behind Timothy Watson. Chad Irvine, Patrick Byrne going to battle just up ahead as well. James Watson right in front of these 2 cars. You get that car down below the yellow line, it can get twitchy, treacherous, and ugly on corner exit. The other thing these drivers are going to have to watch is the big push that can develop here. Battle for the race lead forming up as we approach the 3-minute mark. Wes Shire's got to run the outside lane. Kevin Smalley down to the inside. Wes will occasionally have absolutely potato internet. We may be seeing that a little bit here. That car blinking out just a little bit. Kevin Smalley, 2 or 3 wins 1 season ago. Jason Owens getting a win. Wes Shire had 1 win last season in the TNT Series. That was a fuel mileage race at the Iowa Speedway, where we'll be heading next week for a pair of 25-minute races. So the duel in the Heartland heading to Iowa Speedway for the PM-18 All-Oval Series presented by Carolina Simworks. Oh, man, that was a big wiggle out of Shire. He is way loose. Looks to be off the pace as well. New race leader at the front of the field, Kevin Smalley. He comes around Wes Shire at a big wiggle through turns 1 and 2. Jimmy Ogenin now running in the 4th position. He's up 1 spot from the drop of the green flag. He is running the Your Name Here special. The number 21 on the side of that machine, looking for sponsorship. Jimmy trying to let the performance speak for himself instead of just slapping some logos on the side of his race car. 9 laps in the books already here as we hit 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the scoreboard. Tight battle back here in the middle of the pack. Patrick Byrne and Robert Gamble going to be dueling here. Gamble in that Ohio State University machine to the inside. Patrick Byrne, the Team Lotus colors, allowing Gamble to come through. Some of these drivers are going to have the cars set up for a very long run, and you want to make sure that the car's going to handle throughout the run. Sometimes you need to have the short run pace in the car in case you have a bunch of yellows. Phoenix, not necessarily one of those places. Byrne now going to lose another spot here to Amjad Mazurik. Mazurik not electing to cut the dog leg in a big way. One of the things about running that outside lane is it gives you a chance to be very, very smooth with how you're going to run the car. Let's head to the front of the field here because we have a dogfight going on for the race lead. Jason Owens inside of Kevin Smalley. He picks up the race lead at the 5.5-minute mark. Smalley back to third. Wes Shire going to be right there. His issues appear to be sorted as he's quickly closing in on Smalley for the runner-up spot. This was a 3-car battle for the race lead. It's now really turned into about a 6-car fight here at the front of the field. In fact, we could even call it 7, seeing Gary DeMoss sneak into the back of the shot there. Owens, Smalley, Shire, Ogen, and Fell, Curtis, and DeMoss, your top 7. Wes in and out of contact here. That may even have been what the issue was that he had in turns 1 and 2. Show you the time deltas here between Owens and Smalley. Last couple of laps trending in the direction of the number 47. Lap times might be a little bit easier for you to see here. Smalley just a tick slower, but lap 15, he was better than Owens. This is going to be a big old draft fest here, and you wonder how long does Jason Owens want to sit at the front of the field. You're going to be able to save some fuel if you tuck in behind another driver in the draft as Smalley's starting to go quicker. In fact, he's going to look inside of Jason Owens through 3 and 4. Not going to be quite close enough to complete the pass mid-corner. We'll see if he gets the run down the straightaway, and does he get any drafting help? Looks like Smalley going to be able to hold on to the lead. In fact, Wes Shire looking back inside of Owens now. Ogenin going to run to the outside with the number 87. Jason Owens might be hung out to dry here just a little bit. Race number 1 for the Carolina Simworks TNT All-Oval PM-18 Series right here on the National Racing Network. Take a look here because I believe we may see race leaders hitting some lap traffic here in the not-too-distant future. Looks like 23rd place Mike Barry going to be the first car to be organically lapped on the racetrack. Daniel Smith in the 95 is the first car 1 lap down. He appears to be out of the race in the 24th position. There is that number 64 of Mike Barry going a lap down. The old Jordan F1 colors on that machine. Already approaching 9 minutes down in this one. Knock on wood, we've been cleaning green from the drop of the green flag. Take a look here, see if we can get the trying to get the live camera feed up here from Jason Owens. Caution on the speedway, yellow flag is out. Trouble on the racetrack for Mike Barry. He's going to have to jump pit side and see if we can get you a Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. We'll take a look, see what happened to Mike Barry here in the 64 machine. Oh, big time, just up against the outside retaining wall. Nice job keeping that car down to the inside, but he does have to take the tow back into the pit area. And this is going to bring up the first set of pit stops here. We'll let the drivers who decide to come down pit road make that first set of pit stops. See if we can't get Mike Barry up here into the booth, though. Mike, Chris Graham in the NRM booth. Do you have a copy on us?
Yeah, I got you, Chris.
So it looked like you had a big-time handful there coming off of turn number 4. What happened?
Well, you know, on the pace lap, I ended up getting in the back of Daniel Smith or something after we had a big checkup on pit lane, and I lost my front wing there, and just never was able to get the speed back. I was just kind of begging for a caution there, and after everybody was going around, I was holding the high line, just got out from under me, and yeah, fortunately we couldn't really do that great. I mean, we had a decent run the sprint car race, but hey, we'll look ahead to next week.
All right, buddy. Well, hopefully we're talking to you again in better circumstances next week.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
There you go. Out of the Carolina SimWorks Infield Care Center, Mike Barry is okay. The car is not. Looks to be done for the night. One car electing not to pit under this caution flag. That is the number 24, Mike Gosler. Let's get you a look at him here. Atlas Van Lines on the side of that machine. Gosler stays out. And again, this is where the fuel strategies are really going to come into play here. Jason Owens was the first car off of pit road, 4.6 seconds, fuel-only stop for Jason Owens. Kevin Smalley, 7.03 seconds. Wes Shire, James Curtis, your top 5 off of pit road. Simon Fell, Jimmy Ogen, and Chad Irvine, Gary DeMoss, Jake Querreri, your top 10. Let's see if we can't get a word in here. With Wes Shire. Wes, Chris Graham in the NRM booth. You have us?
Yeah, gotcha.
So it looks like you're having maybe a little bit of an internet issue going on here, but at the same time, the car was very quick. You had a little bit of an incident getting wide in 1 and 2. What happened there?
Yeah, just lost the rear a little bit, pushing too hard. Nothing major.
So everything looks good on your end, and hopefully you're contending here at the tail end of this thing.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay. I got a good shot at this if I keep it out of trouble.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck to you the rest of the way.
Yeah, thanks. See you at the end, hopefully.
There you go. There's Wes Shire, currently running in the 4th position. He's going to move up to 3rd here with Mike Gosler electing to pit. Interesting thing here is that Gosler may actually encounter a penalty for pitting under a closed condition. Lead lap cars have the pits open for them first lap at the one, and then the next time around, lap cars come into pit. We'll see if Gosler's going to have to serve a penalty here. Looks like he's on his way out. 6.2 seconds on the stop for Mike Gosler. Lights are out on the iRacing safety truck. Jason Owens, Kevin Smalley, Wes Shire, James Curtis, and Simon Fell will be your top 5 to go back to green. And we haven't done this one yet. Let's give you all fine folks at home a chance to crank it up. Now, 15 and a half minutes into race number 1 for the TNT All-Oval PM-18 Series presented by Carolina SimWorks. Jason Owens holds on to the race lead after that quick pit stop. That's going to keep him at the front of the field. Kevin Smalley, West Shire, kind of holding serve for where they are. Got to look a little bit further back in the pack to find the first battle on the racetrack. This is going to be Mike McCullen, Jake Query, and James Watson all dueling. This is 9th, 10th, and 11th position on the racetrack. Watson around the outside of the 22 of Mike McCullen. Another good battle just back behind them. This is Timothy Watson, Zach Evans, and Corey Cleary. Watson in that white, green, and gold car. I believe that's an old school looking, almost like a 7-Up livery on that machine. Down the front straightaway. Just a little bit back behind this trio, the 48 of Amjad Mazarek. He is your hard charger of the race so far, up 9 positions from the drop of the green flag. Get you a look here at that purple and white machine. So let us know where you're watching from in the comments here. Want to thank everybody for hanging out with us on a beautiful Tuesday night. Jason Owens holding on to the race lead over Kevin Smalley. But he's going to have West Shire on his rear wing as they head into turn number 1. One of the things we noticed watching this in the official series a couple of weeks ago, you really could start to set a pass up 2 to 3 laps in advance here around Phoenix, making sure you're timing the run right, gauging where you're going to get the biggest tow. These cars do punch a pretty sizable hole in the air. Approaching the halfway point here, let's give you the rundown and tell you a little bit about the drivers in the field here. Jason Owens running an Extra Life paint scheme in support of Riley Children's Hospital and the Extra Life Foundation. That is a fantastic organization that helps sick kids by basically through video games. It's a bunch of gamers that are raising money, a lot of efforts, and a ton of this goes toward Riley Children's Hospital and the Riley Children's Foundation. So nice work there on the paint scheme, Jason Owens. Currently running in the 2nd position. Get used to seeing this orange and gray car towards the front of the field. This is Kevin Smalley. Finished 3rd in the points last season. I think it was 3rd in the points anyway. Smalley once again having a good run here at the front of the field tonight. Just to his outside, West Shire, the Homestead Coffee Roasters. Number 16. That car looks fantastic as always. Just back behind him, the Surge, number 88 of James Curtis. That will be another familiar paint scheme to those of you that watched the TNT PM-18 Series last season on Raceverse. Proud to have this series, their new home here on the National Racing Network. Just back behind him, one of the series rookies, Jimmy Ojanen, in the number 21 machine. As we mentioned, calling it the Put Your Name Here special. That car is an absolutely blank slate, waiting for some fantastic sponsor to come on board. A little bit of support. No way you're going to miss this car. Simon Fell in the 256. Almost looks like one of the Team Watson Racing entries. I'm not sure if Simon is running under that banner here, but you're absolutely not going to miss the car, that's for sure. Just back behind him, another one. Again, very bright, not going to miss this one. Gary DeMoss in the number 34. That one, I believe, is a Team Watson Racing entry here. We'll pick up James Watson just back behind him as James comes around Chad Irvine. Team Watson Racing is a partner of the National Racing Network. In fact, it's our first foray into team sponsorship. You get to see those Team Watson colors on a variety of series. James, also a occasional member of the broadcast booth here. You'll catch him on most of our Thursday night shows here for the PM-18 series. Just back behind him, another voice that you'll recognize on the broadcast, Chad Irvine. Chad, the iRacing Forum King. If you're an iRacing member, you'll understand that one. In the 10th position, another series rookie, Jake Carreri. In the number 311. Pretty rapidly approaching here in on the halfway point. Let's back things out just a little bit because we've got a good battle developing just back behind Jake outside the top 10. Corey Cleary, Timothy Watson, Mike McCullen, Zach Evans, Patrick Byrne, all fighting for position. Figures they would settle out in a pretty quick way here as we start to look at them. But here comes Watson looking to the inside. Not going to be quite close enough. This is a fantastic duel in the field here. That's not a 7-Up machine. That's a Miller High Life number 28 there for Timothy Watson. Man after my own heart. Girl in the Moon on the side of that machine. Once again, looking inside of Corey Cleary off of turn number 4. Just not enough oomph down the straightaway to get the pass completed. You're almost going to have to slide up in front of him here and hope that Cleary doesn't get the big run off the corner. Patrick Byrne now going to look to the inside. This may be a 3-wide battle into 3. Watson able to slam the door on Byrne, but he's going to be right there down the front stretch. Sneaks a peek out of line. We'll see if he's going to attempt the pass into 1. Yes, he does. 2 distinct grooves forming here at the Phoenix Raceway. We're not even halfway through this one yet. 23 minutes down. 27 to go. At the front of the field, Jason Owens still with about a half-second lead over Kevin Smalley. Wes Shire back about 2/10. This battle pretty good here at the back of the pack, though. We'll stay with this one for just a little bit. Byrne able to come around to the inside of Timothy Watson. They've actually caught up to Jake Carreri. That 311 machine definitely off the pace a little bit as Byrne able to come by quickly to the inside. He brings Watson with him. Mike McCullen coming around as well. 3 wide back behind him. That's going to be Amjad Masaryk, Zach Evans, and Jake Carreri. Masaryk able to clear him. Evans, Carreri, and Cleary going to have to continue this fight. Corey Cleary losing a fair bit of ground as well. This battle is for 14th, 15th, and 16th on the racetrack. "15 seconds away from the halfway point. So they'll see the cross flags this next time by from the starter. 25 minutes down. Now inside of 25 minutes to go. Jason Owens, Kevin Smalley, Wes Shire content to hold pat here at this point. Taking a look at where the fuel numbers might be. Looking at about lap 42. Caution flag on the speedway. Yellow flag is out. Trouble back in the pack. Let's take a look here. We'll get you Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. See what happened, but trouble on the racetrack for Mike Gosler, Corey Cleary, also Robert Gamble. This was all battling for 17th, 18th, 19th place. Oh, man. Big overdrive down into the corner, and Mike Gosler getting a couple of cars to go with him there in that incident. See if we can get an onboard here from Mike. That almost looked like the kind of issue where he may have lost connection entirely. Well, maybe not. Just way overdrove the corner. So as we come back to live timing and scoring here, Chad Irvine electing to stay on the racetrack. He last stopped on lap number 24. Everybody else coming down pit road here on lap number 56. Judging by where we are right now, a little bit past halfway, we'll say about 50 laps is right in the ballpark, I would say, of what we're looking at for a race distance here. Another 50 laps, I should say. Total of anywhere from 100 to 110. The cars stopping here on lap 56 may need a little bit of fuel saving. We'll see here, because by our calculations, it's going to be about lap 97 to lap 107. See if we can't pick up Chad Irvine here. And Chad, we're trying to get on board with you here as well. But what's the thinking behind the strategy call of staying out here?
You can't make it to the end on fuel from here, so my car is not great in traffic. Want to get some clean air, see how it handles, and kind of make it up from there. We're coming to 1 to green, but yeah, I mean, got to make it up as we go. This is a little curveball that's thrown my way. Hope it plays out. We're very close on fuel, so one stop, no matter what, for everybody, I think.
Well, there you go. Basically going to try a massive, massive undercut. All right, Chad, well, good luck. We'll see if it pans out for you.
Thanks, Chris.
So there's Chad Irvine, your race leader, and yeah, that's kind of what we're thinking here. It's going to be very, very tight on fuel. I don't think they're going to be able to make it here. Everybody's basically, like Chad said, is going to have to make a stop again. The question really becomes, when does Irvine need to stop here? Because he should be able to make it anywhere from lap 65 to lap 75 on fuel. However, we're already turning almost lap number 59 here. So the cautions are going to help a little bit. But this is absolutely going to be an interesting strategy play here by Chad Irvine. Green flag goes back in the air. We're underway once again here at Phoenix. Caution flag number 2 comes to a conclusion. Irvine jumps out to the early lead. West Shire, doing the fuel-only route this time, came out in second place. 4.85 seconds on the stop for West Shire. Jason Owens, James Curtis. This is going to be a good battle for second, third, and fourth. West Shire, Jason Owens, James Curtis. How about Chad Irvine out to a nearly 2-second lead already. That tells me Wes Shire, Jason Owens, this entire group is in huge fuel-saving mode. The math says they may have a chance to get to the end. If this race goes green the rest of the way, though, it is going to require a huge amount of fuel saving. The lead has now settled out at about 1 3/4 seconds for Chad Irvine over Wes Shire and Jason Owens. This is a good fight back in the pack here. Simon Fell, Kevin Smalley going to be doing battle. That's also the lap car of Jake Querreri in that fight as well. That's Querreri up on the outside lane in the number 311. Fell holds on to the spot for right now, but here comes Smalley looking to the inside. We heard Chad Irvine talking about how his car was not very good in traffic. That may be something that we're seeing playing out here because Kevin Smalley was very quick in the early part of this race. He's even having a little bit of trouble getting around the lap car of Querreri. Pretty surprised to see Smalley still hung up in traffic here. Slide back a little bit. See if we can't pick up Patrick Byrne. He's going to be fighting with James Watson. So here is Chad Irvine, your race leader, at the front of the field. Pretty substantial gap here for Irvine. In fact, over 2 seconds now over Wes Shire. Irvine sort of made his bet a little bit. He's going to have to push all the way to the end of this race, and that really is Chad's style anyway. So that one seems like it may fit him well. This battle between Shire, Owens, Curtis, and Fell, that's going to be second, third, fourth, and fifth. Going to be down inside of 15 minutes remaining here in round number 1 for the TNT All-Oval PM-18 Series presented by Carolina Simworks. Chad Irvine playing the strategy gamble to see if this one's going to work out for him. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from, and hopefully you're enjoying the racing action here tonight. Irvine, Shire, Owens, Curtis, Fell, your top 5. 6 through 10, Smalley, DeMoss, Byrne, Watson, and Ojanen. Hard charger on the race so far is still Amjad Mazarek. He comes around Zach Evans. Back in the pack here to the inside. That's the purple and white car of Mazarek in the 48. Now up 13 spots from the drop of the green flag. We'll pick back up with this battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth. If this thing stays green, it's going to be a long cycle through before Chad Irvine would see the front of the field again once he makes his pit stop. He is really hoping for caution in a very big way right now. It was a huge gamble on the undercut, but the car is quick at the front of the field. That's what he was hoping to see. We'll just see if the gamble's going to pay off for him here. Here he comes, race leader Chad Irvine, making his way down pit road. He's going to lose at least one lap on the racetrack. Follow him down the pit lane and see what the call is going to be here. I would think fuel only. But we'll see. This has to be excruciating. Coming in at this speed all the way down pit road. Car does not go up on the jacks. Irvine down and away 5.12 seconds. But you can hear the race leader screaming past him on the outside. Jason Owens, West Shire now going to be dueling, and Chad Irvine will be caught a lap down. New race leader at the front, Jason Owens. James Curtis now going to look to the inside of Shire. Patrick Byrne also coming down pit road here. Byrne has made 2 stops, so we'll see if that is damage related. Or if this is going to be his final fuel stop. 4.68 seconds. Byrne is down and away. So that's absolutely the final pit stop. I'll tell you what, race leaders sort of have to be concerned now because the undercut is absolutely in play. Now that multiple cars have made that call, we'll see how this is all going to shake out here, but something tells me this is going to be fantastic here in the last 10 minutes or so. West Shire, one of the best at saving fuel in these cars. At Homestead Coffee Roasters, number 16. If the caution were to fly now, Irvine and Byrne would stay out on the racetrack. I believe they would get a wave around at being between the pace car and the race leader. That's going to put them back at the tail end of the lead lap. It's better than nothing, but there's not a lot of time left to go in this race here. We'll see who's going to be the best at fuel saving. There's Jason Owens, your race leader, over James Curtis, West Shire, Simon Fell, Kevin Smalley, your top 5. Slide back in the pack here just a little bit. Mike McCullen battling with Amjad Mazurik. Amjad, tell me how to pronounce your last name, please. He's up 14 spots and dueling to the outside of Mike McCullen. Now he's going to have to fall back. Oh, they make contact. Hard into the outside wall goes Mike McCullen. Caution flag is out inside of 10 minutes to go. Oh, that is a heartbreaker for Mike McCullen. Let's get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay on this one. It's time for Carolina SimWorks. You make the call. Slow it down for you on entry here. Missouri, I don't know that the line came up a ton, but there was definitely contact that was made. Get you one more look at it here. Keep your eye on that purple and white car of Amjad Masaryk. He's to the inside. Man, just an absolute racing deal. Two cars fighting for position. All incidents in the TNT PM-18 Series are reviewed by the stewards post-race. So here is race leader Jason Owens. Trying to see if we can find Jason. Let's bring him down here. Jason Owens, Chris Graham in the NRM booth. You got us.
Yeah, I got you, Chris. How's it going?
We're doing well, buddy. How are you doing, especially in the fuel department?
Well, I'm good now. I probably went 1 or 2 laps before I was all the way good. Got to give a shout out to Race Lab Apps here for giving me my in-car fuel calc. I was right borderline on if I was going to make it or not, but I knew if I waited to go when James and Wes went, I just decided to go for that first mover advantage.
Well, we'll see how this one pans out here. Not much time left in this one. Good luck the rest of the way.
Right on, Chris. Hope we get to talk to you again here shortly.
There you go. There's Jason Owens, your race leader. Still have another lap or so before we're going to go back to green flag racing. We're going to be down to about 5 minutes remaining in this one as well. So it sounds like everybody at the front of the field is going to be good to go on fuel. Lights are out. We are just about ready to go back to green flag racing. The pit stop calculations, the math, all that stuff is over. Green flag's back in the air. We're underway. 5 minutes to go here at Phoenix. Owens going to lead the field into turn number 1. James Curtis going to be battling with Wes Shire. Shire looks to the inside through the dogleg. Shire cuts it off about as deep as you could possibly cut it off. Swings to the inside of Curtis. We'll see if he's going to get him clear on corner exit. Curtis able to keep the momentum wound up, but it's not going to matter. Wes Shire now up to the second position. He's going to try the crossover. Looks inside of Shire in 1. Shire way up against the outside there. You can see that car get loose in a huge way. That's going to drop Shire back to the 3rd position. Simon Feld now inside. 4-car battle for the runner-up spot. Jason Owens is loving seeing this at the front of the field. So Curtis Shire going to fall in line. Gary DeMoss thinking about looking, Simon Fell thinking about looking inside of Kevin Smalley. Not quite close enough to attempt that move. Shire and Curtis will continue their duel as well. Lap times in the 25-second range. So once the clock ticks inside of 25 seconds remaining, that's when the drivers will see the white flag. Timing of that caution could not have been worse for Chad Irvine and Patrick Byrne, both of whom made the early pit stop, tried the big undercut strategy, but unfortunately didn't pan out for them. Because the race leaders would have had to go into a pretty big fuel save mode here late in this one. Here's a whole gaggle of cars. This fight has been going on throughout the entire race here. Timothy Watson just ahead of Amjad Mazurek. A couple of lap cars also in play as well. That's Querreri and Irvine. Sort of holding up Colin Johnston and Zach Evans a little bit here, as these are all fights for position. See Patrick Byrne back in there as well. Inside of 2 minutes remaining, 48:15 on the clock. We're going to keep an eye here at the front of the field. Jason Owens. The Riley Children's Foundation Extra Life, number 87, pulling out now to a 9/10 of a second lead over James Curtis. Curtis and Wes Shire going to be rear wing to front wing. Coming off the corner, now the gap's going to open up to about 3 car lengths off of turn 4. Going to be 1 minute remaining here in round 1 of the TNT All-Oval PM-18 Series presented by Carolina Simworks. Caution flag is out. Yellow is out. Jake Querreri has an issue on the racetrack, and that is going to put an end to this one. Get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay here. Querreri and Irvine dueling. Oh, just big contact there with Chad Irvine. I don't know that Irvine knew he was there. Querreri gets it up against the outside wall. He'll continue. Well, then he's got to take the tow back to the pits. But that's going to wrap things up here. Your race winner tonight, so long as he has the fuel to get to the start-finish line, will be Jason Owens. May have to go one more lap here. We'll see, but I think down inside of now, 4 seconds to go. We should see checkered flags this time by well, at least we thought we were going to see checkered flags, but do not think this race will get back to green flag conditions. There it is, that time by checkered flag in the air. Jason Owens picks up the win here at Phoenix, kicking off the TNT PM-18 All-Oval Series presented by Carolina Simworks. He'll come around, do the celebratory donuts and burnouts here on the front straightaway. James Curtis going to come home in the second position. Wes Shire, Kevin Smalley, Simon Fell, Gary DeMoss, James Watson, your top 10. As we see Jason Owens making his way back around to the home straightaway for the victory lane interviews. That is going to be one pumped up driver there. Look at that, almost like he knows where the cameras are placed on this one. Let's get the replay queued up here on Jason Owens. And I tell you what, it was an absolutely fantastic drive. Masterful use of fuel throughout the race here.
Thanks, Chris. I got to give it up for Extra Life, Riley Children's Hospital, Carolina Simworks for both sponsoring and being the rig I'm sitting in today. Can't even begin to thank you enough either for putting on the show here with National Racing Network on television. So, man, super stoked. It was super sketchy there on fuel for a bit. I was bouncing back and forth, like I said, on the in-race report between like being a quarter lap short and running out going into turn one after the checker. And we got a couple cautions, but man, thanks again.
That was kind of the interesting thing. We talked to Chad Irvine. He made the guess that you guys would not be good on fuel. It sounds like you really were that close that you were not going to stop a third time anyway.
No, I wasn't coming in. I was either going to have to lift the last 5 laps and give up a couple positions or run out, come into the checkers. If I'd gone full the wall, I think you probably noticed we were running like 25 5s, 25 6s there for the first 10 or 15 laps. And I was kind of pulling I don't know if anybody watched the Texas race this weekend, but people refused to pass the leader trying to save a little extra fuel on map 2. But we don't have different maps. So the only way to save fuel is to lift that pedal and still maintain enough speed to maintain your position. So really got to give it up for both Wes and James. A lot of clean, hard-fought racing up front. And Kevin with a bad fast lap with how hot this track is. This is the highest track temp we've had all week in practice.
That was one of the things that I wanted to bring up. We had fantastic racing throughout the field between you, James, Wes, Kevin, Simon, Gary. That top 6 cars, you guys really were fighting for the entire 50 minutes. There was no let off, was there?
No, it was like, you've put on some oval shows on the officials here. It was like a double length official basically here tonight. And it was intense. I even put an extra fan on me tonight and I'm still sweating. It was great racing with these guys. And we still got 12 more of these things to go in season 2.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it for sure. So you got the sponsor plugs in already. Anybody else you want to thank before we let you go here?
Got to give it up to my mom. It's Mother's Day this weekend, right? I was born on Mother's Day 40 years ago. One of the reasons Riley is so near and dear to my heart is I almost didn't make it as a kid. And without a Children's Hospital, Children's Miracle Network, I wouldn't be here. But I was a Mother's Day miracle. So that's my final sponsor plug.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on the win. Hopefully, we're talking to you again next week.
Thanks.
Let's see if we can't pick up our. Let's see. Trying to see who we have here in the chat to pick up. I think we have our. Looking for our third place finisher. Let's pick up Mr. James Curtis, our runner-up finisher here tonight. And James, it was a very good run for you. Throughout the course of the race here, that car looked very, very fast.
Yeah, it was steady. It was very controllable, and I think what really saved me was it was really good on the fuel. I didn't make a whole lot of passes on the track, but I made most of my passes in the pit lane, getting by guys that had to get more fuel in the car. So that's really what the difference was for this race.
It's got to be a huge deal knowing that you've got a good points finish under your belt for round one. There's a lot of quick ovals coming up here on this track, but not many that are going to race like Phoenix.
No, this is definitely one of my favorite tracks. It's got some of the best racing. I mean, both the Phoenix tracks and Gateway always put together the best races. But next week at Iowa, that's also a fun run, especially with the new model, not as much downforce. So it's not just flat out anymore, a little bit more strategic. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and Twin 25's coming up there next week as well. So you better get to the front in a hurry if you don't qualify up front.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be a mad scramble.
All right, James. Well, congratulations on the runner-up finish here tonight. Who would you like to thank?
Well, hey, I'd like to thank anybody that came out to watch the race. I know I got a few supporters out there that catch the broadcast, so I'd like to thank them a lot. And really don't have any official sponsors, so I'd like to thank Serge Cola for being an awesome livery. And Carolina Simworks, they sponsor the league, and we really appreciate it. They make a great product, so check them out.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on the runner-up finish. We'll talk to you hopefully again next week. Pick up now our third place finisher here. Mr. Westshire had an up and down night tonight. Let's get the Hot Shoe Racer instant replay up on you. Show off that fantastic Homestead Coffee Roasters livery. Wes, what was this kind of the story of the night for you here? It looked like almost you kind of had just a couple of small issues that may have cost you the win.
Yeah, honestly, it just boils down to driver issues. Cost myself the lead early on with that little bobble in one. That dropped me back to third. And then just late race, man, same deal. It's just pushing just a little too hard, really burned off my right front. Particularly on that last stint between the final caution and the end. Man, that was just pushing too hard, overdriving the car.
That's a tactic that may come in handy next week, though, at Iowa Speedway with a pair of 25-minute races and an inversion coming after race number one. What are your thoughts here as you've got a ton of insanity coming up next week?
Yeah, that'll certainly be interesting. There's a small part of me that almost wants to throw race one a little bit and just take that inversion and run away with race two. I don't know. We'll see.
It'll be interesting to see if anybody tries that, and do they bin themselves early in race number one to get the invert in race two. But a heck of a run tonight. You were in the top 3 or 4 all night. It was a fantastic run. Who would you like to thank?
Oh, as always, got to thank Homestead Coffee, keeping me awake and alert enough to do this. Got to thank you for putting on the broadcast, and Carolina Simworks for setting up that sponsorship. Definitely got to look into upgrading to one of their rigs soon enough. That'll maybe find me that extra 1,000th of a second that I missed on fastest lap 4. And of course, got to thank Jason for putting this all on.
Yeah, this league is a ton of fun, and we're really proud to be getting to broadcast it. So congratulations on the podium finish here tonight, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Yeah, thanks. See you next week.
So there you go, an absolutely epic night of racing here at the Phoenix Raceway, and oh man, that was intense from front to back. Have to say a huge thank you to the fine folks from Carolina SimWorks. Everybody else has gotten the plugs in, but we're going to get one in too here. Presenting sponsor of the TNT All-Oval PM-18 Series. Check them out at carolinasimworks.com. Also, Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. You can find them on Facebook at Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Give Agnes a shout. Their work is absolutely incredible. You need any kind of flooring coatings done, they'll put your artwork, your graphics, whatever it might be. They are going to make your garage, shop, basement, even your porch look great all the time. Also need to say a huge thank you to Hot Shoe Racewear. Alan and the whole team will have you looking your best, whether it's racewear, workwear, or streetwear. Find them online at hotshoeracewear.com. With that, round one of the TNT PM-18 All-Oval Series presented by Carolina SimWorks comes to a close here. Jason Owens picking up the win on night number one. We've got a ton of racing coming up here, though, next week. Pull up the schedule for you here. Twin 25-minute races coming up next week from Iowa Speedway. That racetrack is about as equivalent to a Talladega or Daytona as you're going to get for these PM-18s. It is a draft pack racing extravaganza, and we're going to get to do it twice in one night. I cannot wait. USA International Speedway and New Smyrna Speedway will come up in the next couple of weeks after that as well. And I'll tell you what, we got a ton of racing coming up here on the National Racing Network as well. Tomorrow night, the return of the High Side Hustle with Burt Wojcik and Adam Rubright. They've finally recovered from the shenanigans for Burt's birthday down there with the World of Outlaws a couple of weeks ago in Bristol, Tennessee. Thursday night, we have the PM-18 Official Series. That race will be coming up at, I believe, 10:15. Also, the Ezra Series, the Ezra IndyCar Series. That race is going to be spectacular. They are looking at 33, potentially 34 cars on the season-long entry list. You do not want to miss that series coming up here as well. One of the best of the iRacing series on the IndyCar side. Friday night, Lindis Speedway, the radio broadcast, will be back here on the National Racing Network. Saturday, we have the DXS Series, which is an all-oval series for the Dallara IR01, the kind of fictional fantasy future car that iRacing came up with here during the 2020 pandemic. And on Sunday night, the High Slide Cup Series returns once again as well. So, holy cow, we've got a ton of racing, a ton of broadcasting coming up here. We'll see if it's going to be broadcast excellence. We'll let you be the judge of that one. But for everybody here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. It's been a pleasure to have you with us tonight for our doubleheader. We look forward to talking to you again soon. Have a great night, everybody.